Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're all doing okay and having a great day and an amazing week. My name is Effie and today we are doing a Christmas glam look. Obviously if you do not celebrate Christmas that is absolutely fine. This is just a typical glam look for me with a red lip. The red lip isn't normal, the red lip is just for Christmas. But this is the look. I have to apologise at the start of the video for the lighting in this video. It's not going to be great. My battery is flashing at me, so this is a really quick intro. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and if you like my content, please consider subscribing. It's makeup content here, so if that sounds like your type of thing, please do subscribe. Everything on my face will be linked in the description box down below, so if you're interested in checking any of it out, please do. But other than that, I'll let you enjoy the video. Okay, I think I'm going to start with my eyes, so I'm actually just going to zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so eyes, and I know I always recommend starting with an eye primer, but particularly if you're going to be wearing your makeup all day long, an eye primer really helps. I am going to be starting with the BEAUTYBAY Eye Base in shade 2. I like to blend it out with a little brush, but you can easily use your finger if you prefer. Hasn't completely blanked out my eyelid, but it has just smoothed over it a little bit. It's covered up a few of my veins, although my veins are quite prominent on my eyelids. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. You do not need an Anastasia palette to do a good Christmas look, but I chose this palette because A, I feel like a lot of people have it, and B, pretty much everyone has these tones, and I'm even going to be sticking to the browner tones today, so I feel like everyone has brown tones in their collection. And on a fluffy blending brush, mine's a little bit stained, but I'm going to go in with this shade here called Raw Sienna. And this is just a transition shade, and what you want to do is lightly pat this on the outer corner of your eye, and then slowly just blend it through the crease. You don't need to worry about keeping it super close to the crease because this is going to be our transition shade, and I will show you a way to fix it if you go too strong. But you want to hold your brush at the end so that you're using less pressure and just small circular motions. I will show you just quickly now how to fix it if you do go in too strong. I'm going to go in with a clean fluffy brush and first of all just try blending it on its own to see if you can diffuse it a little bit more. But if that doesn't work, you want to go in with a shade that is similar to your skin tone. So for me, this shade here works really well, and just blend it around the edge so that you get a bit of a softer line. And that's how you fix that sort of mistake. Now I'm taking a blending brush that has a little bit more of a point. Again, it's stained, I'm sorry. And I'm going in with the shade Burnt Orange, so just a slightly darker shade, or in this case a slightly warmer shade. And again, I'm just taking it in the same shape, but I'm just not blending it up as far. And the trick to blending is to keep going back and forth. So now I'm going back in with my first brush. No extra product on it, but I'm just going to help blend them together. And another tip, try to always keep a clean fluffy blending brush just to go over things and just blend them out without any product being added. I'm taking another smaller blending brush and I'm going in with my next darkest shade, which for me is Antique Bronze. This shade has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but on the eye you can't really see, so it's fine to work with. And again, starting on the outer corner because I feel like it's a good place to bring off some of that pigment from the brush, and you also want to deepen that area anyway. So this shade is staying a lot closer to my crease. I'm still taking it all the way through my crease, but I'm just not blending it up anywhere near as much as I did with those first two shades. And then again, just going back through my brushes with no extra product just to help blend. And then I'm actually going to stick with the same brush and just go into my darkest shade, which is Cypress Umber. And this shade I'm going to pat on my outer edge, but I'm also going to take it through my crease, but not as far. I'm going to stop probably about a third of the way in. About there, so just really on that outer V, some people call it. And then when I have much less product on my brush, then I will start bringing it slightly further in. But again, I'm not bringing it all the way to the inner corner. And again, back in with my other brushes to help blend. And if you need to bring some of the pigment back, like I need to bring a little bit of that burnt orange shade back, I'm just going to tap in to the shade once, tap it off, and then go in with it just to make sure I'm not bringing too much pigment back in. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Now we're going to add a shimmer. I'm planning to go in with a liquid glitter eyeshadow, but what I want to do is put down a little bit of a shimmery base first. Picking up a much flatter, denser brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Primavera. I'm just going to pat this over the mobile part of my eyelid, right up to the crease. Also remember to look at yourself straight on with your eyes open so you can see what is visible basically. And today for my liquid eyeshadow I'm going to be using the Lowest Cosmetics one in the shade Lordship. I love this shade, it is so stunning. What I like to do with these is they do come with an applicator, and you can use this if you want a really opaque look, but what I'm actually going to do is go in with my brush and just take it off the applicator and then pat it onto my eyelid. And there we go, just a nice bit of glitter on the lid without any mess of having to deal with loose glitter. And because the sun seems to be completely disappearing on me, I'm going to turn on my light, which means that I'll probably go a little bit more yellow than I normally look. But I will catch up the other eye and come back and we'll carry on. Okay, there we go. I'm all caught up on both eyes, looking a little bit more symmetrical. Not quite though, because it's me. We're gonna look at base, and in my opinion, having a good base is really important, but having a flawless base is impossible unless you have flawless skin. I do not have flawless skin, so my base will not be flawless. Putting that out there. I know not everybody likes to use primer. I personally do, and I'm going for the Barry M Pixie Skin Blurring Beauty Elixir. I really like this one, it's quite hydrating. It's got aloe vera in it, it's smoothing, it is a little bit skin blurring, I guess. Now usually I go in with a brush, but actually this one I don't mind using my fingers with just because it is so nice and smooth. For foundation, I picked the Collection Lasting Perfection Glow foundation. I just think for special occasions, having glowy skin works really well. Also, I tend not to go for super matte foundations when I'm trying to wear them all day long, just because they can be a little bit drying. And if you are going to go for a super matte foundation, please try to use a hydrating primer, because your skin will not enjoy having no moisture all day long. This foundation also has decent coverage, which helps. You can see how good coverage it gives by how much my face looks completely two-dimensional, but it's fine, that is fixable with bronzer and blush and highlight. So now I'm going in with concealer, and I've picked the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Pale. This is one of my lightest concealers, and that's because with this foundation I don't really need spot concealing. I kind of just need a bit of brightening under my eyes and down the centre of my face. So I pick a nice pale one. Don't go too pale, only go 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade. Don't worry about going over your eyeshadow, that is fixable. Time to powder down, and for this I'm using the Revolution Loose Baking Powder in the shade Translucent. I hate the lid of this because you can't pour the powder into it, so I just grab a powder lid off any of my other powders and tip it into there. And my advice is try not to use too much powder under your eyes. I know that a lot of people like to bake, but pressing too much powder into your under eye creases can make them look a bit worse. And then I'm just going to go in with a bigger powder brush for the rest of my face. Now I'm going to go in with blush. I picked the Collection Soft Glow Blusher in the shade 2 Bashful. For me, this is just quite a nice, almost neutral type shade on my skin tone. If just a little bit peachy, just to add some colour in. I like to take my blush up onto my temple. It's called like blush draping, I think. But I just think that suits my face shape best. So just do whatever works for your face shape, but test out a few different positions of blush and see which one you prefer. I also like to put a little bit on the tip of my nose. You don't have to do this, I just like to. And I also put a little bit on my chin. Don't even know why I started doing that. I just like how it looks now, so that's what I do. And now for bronzer, I've picked the Revolution Ultra Sculpt and Contour Kit in the shade Ultra Fair C01. And I like to take my bronzer on quite a big brush and just gently dust it around my forehead. I start on my forehead because there's more room for error up there. And then I just bring it down and onto my cheeks. I don't focus too much on my cheekbones just because it is a bronzer shade, not a contour shade. So it's not going to give me a carved out cheekbone, but it just adds a little sun-kissed glow, even though it's winter. I also take a small amount down the sides of my nose. I'm not particularly trying to contour with it. It's just that if I don't do this, my nose kind of looks a little bit out of place because it's just bright white in the center of my face. And then for highlight, I've kept most of this video, apart from maybe the eyes, as like drugstore-ish. But I am a firm believer that if you have a special event and you have some bougier makeup in your collection that you like using, a special event is a time to use it. So I'm reaching for my Ofra highlight in the shade Glazed Donut. For a special occasion like Christmas or your birthday or whatever holiday celebration you have, or a party or anything, it's nice to use some higher end makeup if you have it. I don't recommend going out and purposefully buying makeup for a special event if you don't need it. Unless it's like your wedding or something, I don't know, unless you really want to. Don't let me tell you what to do. But if you have a nice bougie highlight or lip colour or foundation, why not use it for a special occasion? Now for brows, I tend to go for a pencil in my everyday life, but if I want my brows to stay on, I go for a pomade. This is the Benefit Brow pomade in shade 3. This was very kindly gifted to me by the brand. But this is just what I like to use if I have to keep my brows on for quite a while. I've zoomed you back in just so we can finish up the eyes. And first of all, what I'm going to do is take a small sort of fluffy-ish brush, but it's quite dense. And I'm going to do my lower lash line. Now I know that everybody is a bit different with their lower lash lines, but what I like to do is take the shades I've used on the top and just bring them onto the lower lash line. And then with my clean fluffy blending brush, I'm just going to blend that a little bit. And also, because my foundation did go a little bit over the ends, I'm just going in with that first fluffy brush in the shade Raw Sienna. I'm tapping it off and I'm just going to very lightly bring this back to the outer edge. And my burnt orange brush with no extra product on it, I'm just going to flop that around the outer corner too. And there we go. I'm just going to do the exact same on the other eye. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to do some mascara. Mascara is very much personal preference. This is my favourite one at the moment. It is the Primark PS False Lash Queen mascara. So I'm just going to pop some of this on. And now I'm going to put a lip on and talk you through my lashes, but then I'll go off camera and do my lashes. So my lip is going to be the BEAUTYBAY matte lipstick in the shade Juice. This is a red. I think that this time of year is just the best time for a red. I quite like wearing reds all year round, but it just hits different at Christmas. So I will go and put that on off camera, and I will also put on my lashes. I've chosen the Chloe Elizabeth lashes by Doll Beauty. These are my current favourites. If you don't like wearing lashes, you don't have to wear lashes. But if you do like wearing lashes, wear your favourites. Go all out. Go for the big ones. Right, I will sort these out and be back in a minute. So there we go. That is the finished look. My battery is flashing at me, so this is going to be a quick outro. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and if you like my content, please consider subscribing. I put out makeup content every week, so if that sounds interesting to you, this is the place for you to be. Let me know what look you're planning to do for Christmas Day, if you celebrate Christmas Day, or if not, let me know what you'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, I will let you go. I hope you have a great day and an amazing week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.